I'm interviewing you now. It's something new, isn't
That is very new.
So, this year, it's been a good year for you.
Yeah. Yes.
It has been a good year. I always say you've lost most of the weight you lost over since last October when you started.
Yeah, yeah.
Till this year, it's when you lost the most weight, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that was through, you know, can you remember how you did that?
Just by not eating all the bad, all the bad food. I don't want to say bad food, but that's the wrong thing.
It was more to do with what you ate and how much you're eating.
I think what I was eating and the amount I was eating as well.
And also you got into the workouts.
Yeah.
The weekly workouts. And how do you feel that those workouts have helped you? What have you achieved the most?
Well, weight loss, yeah.
Weight loss. When you're doing the weights, what is it you like the most with the weights? What have you achieved the most this year with the weights, the workout?
How to focus on what I'm doing.
Focus, yeah.
Yeah, and concentration and stuff as well.
What about the weight you're moving? Do you feel that that's improved?
Yeah, because when you first start out, you don't go into a heavy weight. You gradually build it up slowly.
Yeah.
Instead of starting off with a massive weight, you gradually build it up to what you can do.
Well, last week when we did the tests and how we were doing, you know, just gauging our strengths and such. Last week you lifted a lot of weight, didn't you?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Yeah, the bench press. And is that the heaviest you've shifted so far?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, I have shifted a lot.
Yeah, you did. And we both started off kind of light, didn't we?
Yeah.
And then we got into heavier weights.
It was a gradual thing.
Yeah, it was a gradual thing. But you've been picking up quite heavy weights for a while now, haven't you?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Good. Feel good about it.
And do you enjoy it?
Yeah, I enjoy it, yes. Some of the like I've achieved lifting the heavy weights, yeah.
You feel, and it makes you feel good that you've achieved getting, you know, you pick up the heavier weight, you've got physically stronger.
Yeah.
You can you see that change in yourself?
Yes, I can, yeah.
So that's an accomplishment, an achievement for this year, isn't it?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
So that's something to focus on because you've had a difficult year. Last few months, it's been quite difficult.
It has, yeah.
So how do you feel about that with the difficulties and the achievements? You got to quite a good place, didn't you? You were continuing to lose weight and then it went a little bit
pear-shaped, yeah.
Pear-shaped.
Yeah, it did, yeah.
And you kind of lost your focus.
I did use focus.
Yeah. And do you have any ideas about how you feel about that? You're losing your focus and how it affected your workout and what your goals were.
Disappointments.
You're disappointed.
Yeah, that again the weight, yeah.
Did you lose? You used to do quite a bit on your own, weren't you? You used to bench press quite a bit. I remember you saying.
Yeah.
Did that go a little bit by the way as well?
I did less than what
you would normally do.
Normally do, yeah.
So you'd lost some of your focus and your routine, and how you felt about your goals.
Yeah, I did.
You kind of like lost that vision a bit.
Yeah, I just went down.
So what do you want to happen next year? Because you achieved a lot, didn't you? You did really well. You've got a little bit of a sticking point at the minute, trying to get back your focus. But you showed last week that strength. Go through those weights. So it's still there. You haven't lost your strength.
No.
So what is it you want to do next year?
well, get that strength back and get focus.
The focus.
Get the focus back more.
Because that strength's still there. You saw
strength's
that last week.
Strength is still there, but I need to get that.
Can I just mention? I know it's not on the camera, but I'm here off camera. When you do the bench press, when I'm with you now, as I'm training you, you do display tremendous focus, concentration. You push really well. You push more and more weight every month or whatever we've gone up. Do you find that when I'm not with you and not pushing you and not motivating you, that you find it hard to get that focus back when you come to train your own?
Yeah.
Because I think for next year, going on your question there, I think that's probably the thing we need to work on next year for Nigel, because he hasn't lost his strength.
No, he hasn't.
He hasn't lost the ability to actually focus and concentrate.
No.
I just think there's a lot of factors that get involved in his life around that predispose him to not want to show that focus. And of course the end result is that he puts weight on. When he puts weight on, he gets disappointed, which will affect your focus as well. So I think for next year, that's an area I think we need to work on with Nigel, because he hasn't gone back as in his ability.
No, he hasn't.
It's just that focus is lost when he's on his own.
Yeah. And you got into quite a good routine as well, and I think that showed when you were doing the weights. It showed, and I think that's why you could pick up. You progressed really well with your heavy weights. It showed last week because you'd done some of that groundwork on your own, not just with us.
Yeah.
And you're really into it, weren't you?
Yeah,
So do you feel getting back into that focus, getting back into that routine for next year?
Yeah, definitely. I would like to do that.
Yeah, I think that'd be quite good as well for you, Nigel. I think it'd be beneficial for you, not just in your improving your fitness and your ability, but for yourself. Because when you lose focus in your exercise, you lose focus in your life.
Yeah. And
I've noticed that with other things that you do. Have you noticed?
The two are synonymous, aren't they?
Yeah. Had you noticed that the same session and out and about when you're with us, sometimes you're not kind of...
I distracted,
Yeah, you're not really able to explain what it is you want very well, and you can't think about what it is you want to do.
Yeah.
That's your focus, it's gone.
Yeah, it's not just owned by you, Nigel, because there's many people like football players, athletes, boxers who maybe have a bad fight and then they can't get back to training and start drinking and start eating, so it's very easy to lose that. And that's why I've always said to people, it's not just your physical training, you have to also train your mind as well. And you have to pull that back. I know recently with my arthritis, I've had to really dig in to get that focus back, to be even able to get up and do an exercise.
Yeah.
It's so easy to slip back. And I think next year, Nigel, I mean, it's entirely up to you and Trey whether you want to do that. But in the earlier video, Trey mentioned she'd like to lift her own body weight. I think that would be something for you, given your stature. Yeah. That was something for you to aim for, which might also help with the focus, because he can be doing a lot of the prep on his own.
Yeah, and then it's just something for you to work towards, a goal.
Oh, certainly,
How do you feel about that?
Good. I feel fine.
Is that something you would like to try?
I would like to do it, try that, yeah. No, not try, but would like to do.
Well, it's just I've noticed, if I have attempted a heavier weight, you always quite often will say, can I try a heavier weight? It's like
a lot of competition between you.
It's not like a bad competition, but I think it kind of helps you to try. Oh, I would like to try something.
That's good.
Try sneaking the extra.
Well, you two have all had a healthy competition though, and I think it's good, that, isn't it?
It is.
You've done 20, I will do it 22.
But it helps you think, well, wait a minute, Trey's having a go at that. I want to try that, and I want to do this. But you don't always say what it is you would like to do. It's something slightly different.
Yeah, so I do something different, yeah.
And have you have any thoughts on what you like for next year for your fitness? And I know you mentioned about the routine for the Formula 1 drivers.
Yeah.
Would you?
I like, to maybe walk.
Walk more.
Walk would be better, yeah. Well, walk more and better.
Yes, for your mobility.
Yeah, mobility more, yeah.
Well, that's improved.
Yes,
yeah.
it has.
Massively.
What about your flexibility today? Because we're doing something today you don't know. You've never been put through a full yoga routine.
It was fine. Yeah, some people I couldn't get like the knee one.
Yeah.
We sit on our knees and couldn't get that one better.
Because you said you checked something afterwards, which I was pleased you noticed. Oh, can we see if we can touch the floor now?
Yeah.
Because we both struggled, didn't we, at the start?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
And we both did it at the end.
Yeah.
And you could see a progression, couldn't you? Or
Yeah,
something
certainly.
in a short.
So yeah, it's just for you.
So something in a small 20 minutes yoga session, 25 minutes yoga session, you could see a benefit.
Yeah, definitely.
So how do you feel? Because you have still got some flexibility and restriction in your body movement. How do you feel about trying to work a bit more on that? Is that something you think would interest you?
Yeah, definitely. I'm interested in that and achieve the flexibility and stuff.
Because you want to get better mobility.
Yeah.
And some of the work you do with the yoga is core.
Yeah.
Core work. Remember we did some of that.
Oh yeah, we did. Yeah.
That will help with your mobility because you're going to be stronger.
Certainly.
Stronger balance. There's that. And that will tie in with the Formula 1 stuff because you've got physical strength and you've got speed.
Oh, certainly.
Focus. Yeah. So
Mental agility.
Yeah.
So how would your thought process in that? I know you struggle with that sometimes.
I do, yeah.
If you had just a round off, Trey, because I'm still aware of the time now, I want you to do my back before I go. In fact, just cover me because I could bathe in Roger. If you had a message, Nigel, for people who may listen to this when it's posted, who have learning disabilities, struggle with the diet, struggle with the mobility, flexibility, that'd like to do more training, what would you tell them? What would you advise them to do? What message could you send to them that might inspire them to do what you've done? What would you tell them? What would you advise them to do if they're watching you and watching what you've achieved?
Well, they could ask me how I achieved losing the weight.
Yeah.
And what I've been doing with how I've managed the food intake as well.
Yes, because that was a big learning curve for you,
Yeah,
wasn't
it was.
it?
And just then, if you want that extra bar of chocolate or that extra pie, someone said no, put them down and walk away, kind of thing, and say, oh, I've achieved that well. I haven't eaten that extra chocolate bar. I haven't eaten that extra pie. I've walked away from it.
So it's taking control then.
Yeah, taking control of what. Yeah, of what you take it, put in, and then.
And taking control of the exercise.
Yeah,
well.
Definitely. Yeah, take control of that as well.
Because to be motivated to do that, you need to take control of your life.
Yeah.
Which is, would you say you didn't have before you started doing all this?
Yeah, I was off a tangent, yeah, and just eating rubbish basically, and putting the weight on, and now I've with control of what I eat and stuff.
Control about what you're thinking.
Yeah.
You've got more focus. You control and taking decisions about exercise and how you're living your life.
Yeah.
Whereas I think because before you started this, you were getting very overweight, and then you had the second stroke. You weren't in control.
No,
it was just happening.
Oh, it definitely was, yeah.
You know, things were controlling you and you weren't controlling it. So is that something that comes easy?
No.
No.
It does not come easy.
But is it worth trying? Worth persisting with?
Yeah, it's worth trying and persisting with it.
So there's a lot of people, won't get too much into statistics, but I think I wrote a piece to do with the amounts of people with LDD, mental health problems or whatever, who weren't healthy, they weren't encouraged to be healthy, and they developed all kinds of problems, not least of which is obesity. And that's pretty much the image that people have of people in those groups.
Yeah.
Now, I remember you actually penned a saying that became a kind of icon for us. And if you want to finish with that message for people who are listening in.
What do I say? Because I remember you two saying it, trying to think of something.
Thinking about it was the word in the back of the t-shirt, wasn't it?
You guys sitting there going, what shall we say? And I said, well, this image will change.
Yeah.
And then
the image of us will change.
The image of us will change.
And it can only change through the kinds of answers you gave Trey before there to those questions about, you know, control, diet, also getting people involved within these services to support you in that desire to get well. Because if people in this service don't want to get well and they're overweight or they eat the wrong foods or whatever, 9 times out of 10 you're going to do that as well.
Yeah.
So the only way you're going to change the image that people have of people in your own client group, Nigel, is to keep on doing what you're doing.
Oh, definitely,
yeah.